Hey, what's up you guys? It's Lexi DIY and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you do that. We are so close to hitting 400,000 subscribers, which is just like absolutely insane. So love you guys so much. Now, if you're not familiar, we are in my laundry room at the Hot Mess Lake House, and we have, prior to this video, already taken up a full layer of linoleum that was over this, and then we managed to get some of this off, but I realized that, last week I was actually using the dull side of my scraper for the floor, and I needed to actually turn it around. Now, once I did that, let me tell you guys, this was going a lot easier, as you can very much tell if you watched this week's video versus last week's video. And I'm using some warm water and dish soap to just loosen everything up. You'll also see me pull out my steamer here and there, but clearly this is coming up a lot more easily. Now, in some places, I could get that plasticky top layer of the linoleum off, and then it was a lot easier to just scrape up the adhesive after that. And in other places, it was being really stubborn, and I couldn't do that. So still took a super long time to get this portion done, but it went a lot quicker than it did last week, so very grateful for that. Now, these kind of look like forbidden ice cream rolls. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where those places where they like chop up like different things and put the cream on like the really cold like little dish, and then they roll it up, and yeah, if you get it, you get it. Anyway, this was going a lot more quickly, and I am happy to say also that all of the mold is fully out of this room, and there was no asbestos in the floor, thank goodness. So we really lucked out. This was a lot more work than I expected. Oh yeah, and then Dustin was breaking it down. Look at those moves. I mean, how can you not love him? But we had to take off this door so that it was easier for me to get to the rest of the floor that was like right underneath there. And we've just left it off because when I'm gonna go back to like actually tile and everything, it's probably just easier if I don't have that door in my way. So yeah, and also it has like a little hole in it or something, so I don't know if I'm gonna like replace it, fill it in, what I'm gonna do, but I was kind of thinking about maybe even leaving it off, because low-key this window in the laundry room actually brings a lot of light to the kitchen since we've had it off. So I'm like, my thoughts are going a million miles an hour. So we're on to the doorway, and the doorways and the edges seem to be a lot more difficult to get everything up, and I thought that it was because there was probably more adhesive there to ensure like the entire floor stays down. But then one of my followers on TikTok was like, it's probably because people haven't walked on that part to like loosen the floor as much as they have in the center of the room. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So I don't know if it's like a combination of the two things, but yeah, the edges and the corners were like the absolute worst. Anyway, now we're about to talk about something just while you watch me do the same thing you guys have been watching me do for like 3 minutes now. And I just want to like talk about where I'm at in my life and in my content and get your guys' opinion, because you guys are my homies. So anyway, these videos are always me talking aimlessly through a voiceover and just babbling on. And I feel like my long form content definitely doesn't perform as well as my short form content. And I like making both. So I want to know, what's your opinion on how I can make my long form content better? And be brutally honest with me. I mean, like, wreck me in the comments. That's totally fine. But I really love your honest opinion. I am down to do more like vloggy style videos where I'm like talking to the camera and things are going more slow paced, and I don't necessarily film the 2 hours or 4 hours or whatever it is of me doing these things. But I'm not sure if that's like me. Like, do you guys watch my videos because you get to see the entire process? And do these voiceovers annoy you? Like, would you rather me, even if I'm looking like a crusty little rat from the garage, talk directly to the camera at least for like a portion of the video? I don't know. You guys let me know. because I'm kind of like, I don't know. And also, I love doing home renovation. I'm always going to do it, always going to do DIY, always going to do makeovers. But would you guys want to see other videos, like, you know, shopping hauls of me like going and picking up like clearance home decor and like, I don't know, just different stuff that's not always predicated around me needing to spend like 10 hours to make a 10-minute video? I don't know. Give me your honest thoughts, because I feel like I'm having a shift. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I feel like TikTok, there's a chance that it's going to go away, and that's like my main platform. And I've always had this like thought in the back of my mind, like, you know, even before I wanted to be on TikTok, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. It was literally on my vision board, and it's a reality now. And I feel like I haven't made the most out of it. So like, I don't know. That was really a lot. I just dropped that on you guys. Like, you're my therapist. So give me the honest thoughts. Anyway, we're almost done scraping the floors. Now I've got to tell you guys something that happened after I was done filming this video. I decided, okay, it's time to clean up the room. I'm not going to film it, whatever. And I really should have taken my camera out of the room before I started cleaning up. You see that steamer I'm using right there? Yeah, it's hooked up to an extension cord. I took the extension cord out of the wall and I'm pulling the steamer out of the laundry room with the extension cord still attached to it. And beknownst to me, it was wrapped around my tripod that was holding my camera, and my camera went face down and hit the cement subfloor, and it dented the lens so bad. I thought my entire camera was broken, and I was like, oh my gosh. But luckily, it was just the lens, so I went to the camera store, which really delayed this project, and this is my new lens. Don't worry about Crusty P's eye boogers, but it's so, like, they're so cute. And yes, that is the bed that I still have not finished in the sunroom, but I was just testing my new lens out. Thought you guys might enjoy seeing the dogs. Anyway, now this new lens is better quality, but I'm still figuring it out. It's also like a little bit wider, so you know, bear with me as I do that. But it's time to do the drywall. And if you guys have been subscribed to me for a long time, you know that there's a few things in renovations that I absolutely despise doing them. One is painting windows because it takes forever, and sometimes just trim in general. And two is drywall. Now, it's not because this part right here, because this part is actually a lot easier than you'd think. All you have to do is just measure out your drywall, make sure you have a T-square, that's like really important, and you just cut along that T-square with a utility blade, and then you snap the drywall and score the other paper on the back. Now, I used to think cutting drywall was a lot more difficult, but let me tell you, it's super easy. So easy, in fact, that I actually didn't even have my like real utility blade. I actually had my Cricut utility like little X-Acto knife, and that still worked. So this part, easy peasy. But the mudding and everything, oh, I hate it. Also, okay, now I'm screwing these in with just some drywall screws, and I am not doing it down the middle because somebody told me that it might make everything move. So I made sure that they were like zigzagged on each side. Anyway, then it was time to get the drywall up in the ceiling, and as you can see, I was struggling because I cut it a little bit too big, and then miraculously off camera, I was able to push it in, and it was just hanging there with none of these like screws drilled into it, and I was like, okay, well, let's just get it up real quick. Now, these pieces on the ceiling were so much more difficult to get in than the ones on the walls because I don't know what it was, but I just could not get the screws into the studs, and Dustin actually had to come in and manually screw some of them just to make sure that this wasn't gonna fall out on us, so shout out to Krusty for that. So I've never had to do drywall on the ceiling before, and let me tell you, that added an extra layer of hate to doing drywall for me because I couldn't hold it up by myself. So, of course, the lovely Dustin came in and held it up for me. He's just so sweet, happy to be there when I am just absolutely struggling. So, love you, honey. Shout out to Krusty. Anyway, so we got that all put up, and then Dustin opened up the big thing of joint compound, I'm pretty sure it's called. And we got ready to start taping and mudding. Now, I'm not totally done with this process, and you're gonna see it next week. But if you guys have any like tips or tricks on how to make my walls not look crusty, please let me know. Okay, love you, bye.